So hello friends, welcome to EduTap. So again in the topper session of EPFO AO interview, EPFO AO examination, finally today we have Mr. Bhushan, who has secured rank 354 in this examination. So welcome to EduTap, Bhushan, and I congratulate you on the behalf of entire team of EduTap for achieving this milestone.
Thank you. Thank you all.
So Bhushan, first of all, do let us know that what was your first reaction when you see your name in the holy PDF?
Holy PDF, in fact, one of my friend called me and he said that, yeah, you got selected. So I said, just check whether it is my name along with the number which are matching with that. Then I was so happy. Yeah. Then I called my parents and then things started.
So what was your first reaction? Matlab, did you feel amazed? Yeah, means I have achieved something.
Achieve something means I decided to write this exam 1.5 years back. Then if somebody decides something and if he achieve that, then it is
Right,
a sense of fulfillment. It's a sense of achievement. You definitely achieve that.
right. So Bhushan, kindly let us know a brief background about you, your educational qualification, your working experience, if you have any.
Basically, I am a computer engineer. I graduated from College of Engineering Pune from around in 2012. After that, I have a stint of 2 years with the Cognizant Technology Solution as a programmer analyst. After that, I got selected in United Insurance as an IT officer.
Okay.
And after 6 months of brief work there, I thought I should switch to full-time preparation of the civil services. And then the silsila started. And for next 2 3 years, 2014 to 2016 17, I was in the phase of preparation. And then my interviews, civil services interviews, Indian Forest Services interviews, along with I also tried NABARD exams, NABARD Grade A officer exams. And in due course of time, I tried my best. I decided to move further. And then in 2020, the notification of EO has came. So I just saw the syllabus and I think I can try to be specific for to cracking this exam. So I focused and I took the coachings and I took the resource materials as I was already aware of the EduTap because of my NABARD preparation phase. I was in the NABARD waiting list in 2019 by 0.25 marks. And in that case, I also got very much help from the NABARD and NABARD team. So thank you guys. Finally, I also got a platform to congratulate and thank you all of you because you
Uh,
people are doing a really great job.
you are welcome, Bhushan. Thank you very much for recognizing our efforts. So if I talk about any hardship, did you face any hardship during the preparation of this examination, since this process had a long journey of more than 2.5 years, right? So did you face any kind of hardship, and how did you how did you keep yourself motivated during this entire process?
First of all, as this is a UPSC examination, and the person who has lived 2 jobs earlier, and he wanted to secure or he wanted to crack the exam, which has a UPSC logo behind. So this was the biggest opportunity for me. But because of the circumstances, as we have already known that Corona was there, Corona lockdowns, and subsequently UPSC has postponed the exam, right? So in that phase, sometimes we feel that okay, we don't know what will happen, whether exam will conduct, what will happen to us. So this was the scenario for everybody. But I was motivated with my goal. I wanted to achieve that, and I was slowly building up the concepts. So it's if you have a goal fixed in your mind, so you will not deviate from the other distractions, just like Corona or the delay the exam has taken.
Okay. So generally, a lot of things play a crucial role if behind everyone's success, right? So what are those three things which played a crucial role and that helped you to achieve this milestone?
Uh, look, means there are n number of things we don't recognize
Right.
if we're working. But if I want to prioritize that, then I will say first of all, uh, my family support. I have a big family. I have two uncles. They constantly in touch with me. They supported me mentally, and a lot of things are there. My parents, they also recognize my efforts. They didn't see the end results, so they know that I one day I will be definitely in the list. So that was one of the main motivation point. And another motivation point is just like in Amir Khan movie Three Idiots, he said that you just need to study hard. That is your only motive, because other things, that's not in your hand, right?
Right.
So my motivation as aspirant is I need to study hard. I need to get the nitty gritties of the syllabus. I need to get the nitty gritties of the exam pattern. So that is one of the point. And another one is, I think I can say, self confidence. So I think when you have lot of things in your bucket and still you are looking for something else, so at that time those three P's can work in tandem. Just like I want to say three P means persistent, patience, and perseverance.
Yeah.
These three things will definitely means for everybody's life, whether it is in exam or whether it is in a general life scenario. If you have these three things, you will land up somewhere. You will achieve, and you will have a meaningful life ahead.
Right. So if we talk about this exam specifically, so what do you think, how much time is required or how much time is sufficient to prepare for this examination?
This examination, if you say, uh, there are variety of answers for this question, because this is not a very generic question. But you need to consider the background of aspirant,
Right.
whether he's from civil services or non-civil services background, right? And again, this exam requires you a broad horizon of knowledge, from accountancy to labor laws, labor principles, history. Within history, be specific. Again, science is there, English is there, a lot of things are there. So if I say, for a plain person who is just wanted to crack this exam, it will take around 9 to 12 months to get all these things. But for civil services aspirant, it will not take that much time. But again, as every advertisement says, terms and condition apply. Even though studying so much hard, the success is not guaranteed. So the only thing you can do, you just need to try in wholeheartedly manner.
Right. So as it is not a regular exam, we all know, right? This
Yes,
is
yes.
not a regular exam conducted by UPSC. So how you planned your preparation for this examination along with other examination, as you already informed us that you have appeared for IFS interview, the civils interview, the NABARD interview. So you had multiple examinations in your hand. So how did you plan? How did you manage for the preparation of this examination?
First of all, for me, the 60% of syllabus is already known to me, because I was aspirant of the civil services. So the 40% syllabus, if I would say 20% from accounting and 20% from labor laws and principles. So what I did, I have a faith in EduTap from starting. So I connected with the Deepak sir, and then Deepak sir says, Bhushan, because I wanted to crack the exam in anyhow case. So I took the accounting and labor laws uh, packages from EduTech, and then I started preparing. I started planning how I should go for the exam. And out of my whole day, I have devoted 4 hours of study for this exam. And just like other exam, I have given my 100% to this exam. I did not prioritize. I did not give a secondary thought that okay, I need to crack civil services and all. But because this time has came such a way that not a single means, you can't think that if I write this exam and you will crack the exam. I need to think about the much broader perspective. I need to write all the exam. Yeah.
Right. So if we talk about this examination specifically, the sources of this examination, because sources and guidance play a role like Guru Dronacharya, right? So if you
Yes.
have right source, if you have right guidance, then it becomes very easier for you to attain anything. So if we talk about sources of this examination, so what sources you referred for this examination, for the preparation of this examination?
Just like I said, for history, everybody knows that I refer the spectrum. and a lot of questions are there from the spectrum, right? At the same time, I tried to the test series of EduTap. I strongly recommend everybody to go for the test series of EduTap because it is very comprehensive. Another point is I refer the resource material from EduTap from the perspective of two chapters, that accounting principles and labor laws and labor codes. And I think EduTap has covered comprehensively. In fact, not in this exam, but EduTap covers comprehensively as per the syllabus wise. So if you have really wanted to focus the exam, just follow the pattern of exam and just follow the resources by the institution like EduTap.
Okay. So, Bhushan, as you have said that you have been the aspirant of civil services, right? So, if we talk about the syllabus of this examination, so there are around 10 components, out
Yes,
of which, if you are a civil services aspirant, you have already prepared 6 to 7 component. So, the thing is
absolutely.
that you have not prepared general accounting principles, IR and labor law and social security before this examination, right? So,
Right.
how did you manage these components, these 3 components? How did you manage? Because rest of the syllabus you have already covered. So how did you manage these 3 components? Because they are completely new for you. They are not asked in the civil services examination.
First of all, you should have the attitude to learn something new. I just took this as an opportunity to enhance my broaden of the knowledge. So my horizon of knowledge got enhanced because of this, and I like the reading. I like, and again, as these topics are for the vulnerable sections, so I always have affection towards that. So I just took the syllabus and the resources available. I tried to get the things in the mind in very uh, comprehensive manner, in the very understanding base, not just about, because the issue is that these syllabus points are very factual. At the same time, if I say there are 4 labor codes now, and those labor codes are fill up with the facts that this is the scenario for 3 months of penalty, this is the scenario for 4 months penalty, how many labors are there, if you want to have labor in EPFO as an organization, then what is the max minimum limit for the labors? That is a 20. But in that, if it is ESIC, then it is 10 labor, minimum 10 labor is a stretch. So these are the very minute details. But again, you need to build up your concepts based on the facts. So I tried to learn these things through the resources of EduTap, through the internet, and through the previous year question papers. So it's a all comprehensive strategy.
So if I say learning attitude played a very crucial role, right?
Yes,
Until and unless you have learning attitude, you cannot learn something new.
yes.
Great. So if I talk about your daily study plan, so what was your daily study plan for the preparation of this examination?
Daily preparation plan was like I said that for new syllabus of labor laws and accounting principles, I have devoted 2 hours of daily study, that I will learn something new. I will have my own notes, so that before the exam, because this is the exam where every half mark will play the big role. So you should think about 1 marks at a time. This was my strategy. But at the same time, after 2 hours, I have devoted 2 hours for the daily test series writing. I wrote daily, almost I have given 30 tests of EduTap. So that was the case. And then whatever the things of history, science, mathematics, even though I know all these things, still I have practiced them on daily basis. This was my strategy overall.
Bhushan, you have referred EduTap multiple times, right? So did you find the material useful actually for your examination?
I want to say here there are two types of opinions coming from my mind. In fact, that we are not supposed to study the syllabus with the demand of, or with the to have that this will replicate in the exam. This is not the scenario at all, because it's a UPSC is so
Uncertain,
uncertain that we can't predict,
right?
right? But again, we should know that these are the broader comprehensive framework. we need to study. So in that scenario, EduTap has a lot of resources which are very much in tandem with the syllabus of UPSC. But again, UPSC has a habit of surprising everybody. But I
Right.
would say almost 50% or 50 to 60% of questions came from the syllabus of EduTap
Right.
for labor laws and accounting principles,
Social security also.
social security also. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yeah, thank you very much, Bhushan. So if we talk about the current affairs play a crucial role, especially in UPSC examination, right?
Yes.
So what was your strategy and what was your sources for the current affairs? And did you refer multiple sources or any single source for preparing current affairs?
Actually, as I am already a civil service aspirant,
Yeah,
so I have a habit of reading daily newspaper, right? And at the same time, whatever the sources I am reading, just like if I am reading the static part of EduTap with respect to syllabus, then I have a habit to search on the internet what was the current scenario of that particular topic. Just
right,
like if I like to explain you that there was a question on the limit of gratuity, maximum
mm,
limit on gratuity,
right,
right? As per the sources or as per the different sources available on the internet or with the EduTap, I don't know whether that has been upgraded or not, but it was 10 lakh rupees of the limit. But
right,
in 2020, the limit has been upgraded by the central government. So this was the way you are supposed to study the current affairs.
right,
So I had already searched, okay, this was the scenario 10 years back. So I tried to search it out. Then it was 20 lakhs. And maximum people got the answers wrong in this question because that is very easy, current affairs based. But again, that's attitude of learning something new and finding out the current affairs. That will
right,
help. Uh,
right,
and so my main source of current affairs is a newspaper.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we talk about revision, because preparation is quite different, and if we talk about revision, so revision is a quite a tedious task because when we revise things whenever exam approaches, right? So how did you manage your revision component, and did you make any short notes, or you have highlighted the notes itself? How did you manage the revision part?
First of all, I would say whatever you said in the first instance is that sometimes we do the revision in the end. So this was also my perspective in first 2 3 years of my preparation. So what I learned from those mistakes that doesn't matter how much you study, but you should revise it frequently,
Right,
10 times, 15 times, doesn't matter. So from starting, I have a strategy that whatever I have learned in a week, I will revise it at the end of week. And I would like to say for every aspirant that you should have your own short notes. I have my own short notes. Doesn't matter how short notes you are giving, right? But if it is written in my own mind, if it is written in my own hand with my own interpretation, that will be helpful for me to recall in the exam.
right.
So I will say your own short notes will be the most important thing to be in this rat race or whatever we can say.
Right, right. And specifically for those components which are completely new, right?
Completely new, and those are little bit static oriented, just like
Correct.
labor laws and
Yeah,
labor principles, accounting principles. Those are very static.
right,
So you should have your short notes with that. That will help you to improve your performance in the exam.
right. So further, if we talk about test series, so test series help a lot, help in various ways to revise the things, to retain the things, right? So did you refer any test series for this examination?
I have referred quite few test series, but my main source of, and in fact for EPFO, the here I want to make a comment that doesn't matter how much you know, you should have a proper institutional framework in front of you,
Right,
because with that framework, just like institutional backup of EduTap for EPFO, because of that framework, you will understand where I'm standing, where other people are standing who are aspirant as like me, because this is a competitive exam. If I didn't clear, if I secure 421 rank, 422 rank, doesn't matter. So for that purpose, an institutional framework is almost necessary. So I took the test series of EduTap. That was my main bastion. And do everyday test series, whether it is sectional or comprehensive, and take it in a positive way. If you are getting marks, then it is good. You need to perform on daily basis on the same level. If you are not getting good marks, then you need to find out what are the areas in which you are lacking. So this was my strategy overall for the test series.
So did you find the EduTap test series useful for your examination?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Yeah,
Okay,
because I said no, because I said it's I said institutional backup is most important,
right,
because of that you know that okay, this test series is going on in this platform like EduTap, right? So always it will be helpful for the exam, and
okay,
to get to know that what was the practice rank of yours, where you are standing. Just like
right,
if I was out of suppose there are 1,000 people who are enrolled for the test series, and if I am securing 500 rank, then I need to think about I need to push up my efforts,
correct,
right? So this is the benefit of test series.
right. So if I talk about the most difficult component for you in this examination, though you have a learning attitude, you do not find anything difficult, but still
No, no,
if you faced,
I do find difficult.
okay,
It's not like
but
that.
if you have learning attitude, then you can overcome this problem of difficulty, right?
Yeah, of course. It's because I think UPSC doesn't demand the research based analysis. UPSC, you should have a horizontal knowledge, horizontal coverage of your information, and you should able to recollect. You should able to perform in the exam within that two hours. That is the attitude you should have. So it's not about learning attitude, but we should have the winning attitude also.
Right, right. So what was the most difficult component for you in the syllabus of this examination?
Syllabus, the most important, if I would say, while studying, I didn't find any component that much difficult. But while appeared the exam, just like I said, UPSC has a habit of surprising everybody. So within the science part, they have left the biology and they have moved into chemistry.
Yeah,
Within English also, there are a lot of ambiguous questions. So they try to trap the people. So these are the main areas, and I found even though I'm a computer engineer, still I found the questions from computer section was very difficult,
okay.
because I thought it was my bastion and I will easily get out of marks in computer section.
Yeah.
But this was not the case. I think I got three questions wrong in that section.
So, but this was about the actual examination. If
Yes,
we
sir.
talk about while preparing, which component was most difficult for you, then what would be your answer?
Sir, actually, what happened? Syllabus is too huge, right? So labor code, while studying labor code, what as a UPSC aspirant, we have a habit to go for the main source. So we downloaded labor codes and we started preparing for that. So in that scenario, okay, मैं बोला अरे ये तो this is something different, because it has its own language, its own vocabulary, and we are not from that much area. We are not from that area of expertise. So these are the areas which we found difficult, and then I took the decision that I should join any institution.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Bhushan, if we talk about interview, so there are multiple areas from where question can be asked in the interview, right? It can be from HR, it can be current affairs, it can be any organization for which you are appearing for, right? It can be from a theoretical syllabus, theoretical component of the syllabus. So, what were the areas which were asked in your interview?
To my surprise, my interview was a bit off track, but
Okay,
I found it very interesting. They didn't ask me any question from HR or the organization which I am appearing for, just like EPFO or Ministry of Labor. They didn't ask any question from that. They were very much interested in understanding what was my thought process. So they asked me some questions from my biodata, just like I have background of agriculture. My father is agriculture. So they asked me the question from agriculture extension and what was the challenges in that extension issues. So I tried to give the best possible answer from my side, and then they moved into my area of graduation, that's computer engineering. So they asked me the question from digital India, smart cities. At the same time, some questions from soil health card. Then again, there were some questions from core quality. So overall, my interview was a bit more inclined to civil services. So I think ये भी होता है ना कि they are fed up with the typical questions
Right.
that and they know that the person might have appeared, the person might have know this.
Yeah.
So they asked me diverse questions. So I was very much happy that I can able to answer that. Yeah.
Okay. So how many members were there in your interview panel?
There were four members. One lady
Oh,
who was the ex UPSC member, Mrs. Sujata Mehta,
yeah.
and then rest two are the male members.
Okay. So generally aspirants have phobia in their mind that interview panel is very harsh or very strict. So what was your experience with respect to that?
Actually, if I would like to say, I have already visited UPSC 4 times
Yeah,
before,
right.
so that was not a concern of mine. So I was very much comfortable because of my previous experiences.
Right.
So I was just okay. This is the exam I have cleared, and I want to appear the interview. Let them judge me. So I was very much vocal, and I didn't have any apprehensions. So that's how it is.
Right. And what was the duration of your interview?
It was around 24 to 25 minutes.
Okay, okay.
It was more than the normal time of other guys.
Okay, okay. So Bhushan, sometimes what happens that candidates are not able to answer anything in the interview, right? So should they make blind guesses, or should they ask them that sorry sir, I do not know the answer, so I will definitely read about it. So what should be the strategy with respect to this?
Here I have two three aspects with respect to. Suppose there is a very factual question, then we need to understand the motive behind why they are asking the factual question. The factual question, if you don't know, you just need to say, ma'am, sorry ma'am, I haven't studied that area, and I will definitely try to find it out once I get back to my home. But at the same time, we are not supposed to get afraid, or we are not supposed to show on our face that I have not given the answer, because that is the motive why they ask you that question. So we need to be very frank, we need to be very confident that I don't know, because knowledge is not about facts. Knowledge is also about your attitude, your expression, your analysis skills. So
Right,
so another aspect I want to say, for the conceptual questions, we should try to frame the question. We are not supposed to say I don't know, I haven't studied that. Suppose the examiner asks you, can you tell me the definition of climate change? In that case, if somebody is saying I don't know, then that this is not acceptable, right? Rather, because you have cleared the mains,
right,
so you have uh, that much ability to frame the statement, just the statement that the weather patterns have changed recently because of the human interventions, as per the IPCC report, assessment report 5. That is the simple definition of climate change. So I think we need to take the analysis part, that if factual question is there, we can say no. But if it is logical, opinion oriented point, then we are not supposed to say no. This is
right,
my take on this.
right. So if we talk about mock interview, so again, mock interview plays a crucial role. So have you appeared for any mock interview?
Uh, I do appear for mock interview.
Okay,
In my, I have appeared NABARD mock interview way back, because after result of the mains came in last October 5. So
okay,
there was some mock interviews by NABARD, by EduTap. So I have appeared that, but recently, because I have the experience of
right,
civil services interview, so this time I was more confident, and I thought, okay, I will just go and be myself.
right, right.
Yeah.
So Bhushan, if I say what message you want to give to the future aspirants?
I want to say future aspirants, they should be very confident about what they are doing. right? And one exam, one interview will not define them at all. If somebody is defining that this, because I myself appeared two services interview, two forest interviews, and sometimes I have good marks in mains, sometimes I have bad marks in a mains. When I have good marks in a mains, I didn't get the good marks in interview. So this was the scenario overall. In fact, I want to thank you, Deepak sir, for in 2019, I was not at all aware of NABARD and all these things. I wrote the exam, I cleared the mains. It was in between the civil services. So I didn't have that much time. I just wrote the exam and I cleared. So there were two mock interviews by Deepak sir and team. And to my surprise, I got 23.5 out of 25,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was the highest mark I guess at that time. And there was seven-member panel in that exam, in that interview. So I think so. It's, and still I didn't clear. That is the surprising fact. Still I didn't clear the exam. I was in the waiting list.
Okay.
So I think the 3 points, the three P's which I said, we are supposed to keep these three P's in the frame and keep in front of your screensaver, your laptop, phone, table. That patience, perseverance, and perspiration. We are not supposed to get carried away with the distractions, right? We should work hard for our goal, and we should wait for something to happen. If वो कहते हैं ना, वो शिद्दत शिद्दत मूवी का डायलॉग है कि शिद्दत से हमें करना चाहिए सब
Right, right.
कुछ.
So thank you, Bhushan. Thank you very much for giving your precious time. And I, on behalf of entire team of EduTap, again wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. And thank you once again for giving your time and sharing your strategy and insights to the future aspirants.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bhushan.
Thank you all.
Yeah, you are welcome.